Well, hello. We've got another brew day video coming at you today. I'm going to show you how we go ahead and brew a Vienna Lager. But on top of that, I'm going to do something else. We're going to show you how my brew kit is set up and what I do to, kind of brew a beer, because everyone's got different setups and different kits, and I get some questions on mine. So look, with this Vienna Lager, we're aiming for a 5.4% ABV, 24 IBU with an SRM of 14, so it's going to be a little bit brown, dark, hopefully anyway. Fermentables, we want some, traditional German malts. We've got some German Pils, some Munich Light, a lot of Vienna, obviously, for that lovely cloud and mouthfeel, some Cara Munich 2, and some Carafa for some of that roastiness and some of that colour. Now, for the hops, supposed to kind of have German noble hops, but I must have been out, so I've used Amarillo because I'd had some pretty great success with some an Amarillo Pilsner that I did recently. It tasted really nice. So we're going to finish this off with some Bavarian lager yeast, and we'll do that at 13 degrees Celsius for as long as it takes. So roughly 6 weeks. So my kit there, the first thing that I've got that not that many people have is I've got an urn. And what I've got inside that urn is a big coil, so you can see the spout coming out the front. And what that basically does is you basically fill that urn up, and you'll see a temp controller in a sec. Just set that to whatever control you want, and that pump below basically pumps the wort through the mash tun, through that urn, and keeps it at whatever temperature you set the temp controller at, because that's just how it works. And basically it's double effect. It kind of holds temp, but it also vorlaughs continuously. So there's my mash tun in the middle there. That's just a keg. You saw me put in the false bottom just before. That's just held down with a stainless bolt. And I'm putting in all the pipe work. So there's basically a pipe that goes from the bottom of the mash tun through the pump, through the urn, back to the top of the mash tun there. Basically all of that goes onto a stainless steel ladle, so we just don't bore big holes in the grain bed and stuff. And yeah, there's my hot liquor tank on the side there. That's got a heating element that's just controlled by another thermostat there. Normally we go 70 degrees, and for a stock standard. So when you get your foundation water in, it's ready to go for 67 degree mash while you're grain in. So what I'm doing there is I just put like a 5 litre-ish foundation in, a set of foundation water, and I basically recirc that at like 67 degrees just to make sure that all the pipe work's clean and clear, obviously, but that the pump's working, everything's going fine, and to make sure that when I hot liquor tank in, we've got the water at the right temperature. So it looks like right now we're just about ready for the strike water to go in. So typically a 20 litre foundation, so 5 litres recirculating, 15 litres from the hot liquor tank. Once that reaches that point, you just shut off that little valve, and that'll keep the element in there, will keep the hot liquor tank at the right temperature for the sparge and enough liquor typically. Just graining in there, you give that a bit of a stir, get all of the grain up off the bottom so you don't get any stuck sparges, and that basically recirculates for the 60 minutes, and keeps pretty clear wort at a nice temperature. And have a look at the colour of that wort in those pipes there. It's looking absolutely smack on. So here's where we go from after mashing, putting into the kettle. So we go from the mash tun into the kettle there. You can see that we're on the second runnings there, how clear the difference in colour of the wort from the first runnings to the second runnings. Typically aim for about 30 litres in kettle. All of the stats are typically hit unless we say otherwise, but getting ready for a boil. Normally goes into the kettle at about 70 degrees, so 67, 70 degrees, so we just wait for that to reach temp. Here's the worst part about my kit is the way you have to graining out into a bucket. So anyway, that's a short, sharp, quick brew day. There's 2 lagers actually sitting in the kettle. The one on the right hand side is the Vienna Lager. So I really hope you enjoyed that. We'll do some more short, sharps, we'll do some different things, and we'll see you all on the next one for a tasting video.